I was just bored, and I played through the rest of this of season 2 in our 2017 Browns franchise. We were awful. Do not worry, we stunk. We were 3-14, but the reason I'm showing you this is going into the last game of the year, we were up against the 3-13 Bears. We started a lot of our worst possible players to tank, and we absolutely went insane. So Johnny Manziel threw for 4 touchdowns as our third string QB, and then we won 36-8. And so we are now 3-14. The Bears probably have the number 1 overall pick at 3-14. But overall, the season was not good. Deshaun Kaiser is probably not the guy. This is 2 years now where we've gotten very similar play out of him. Last year in 16 starts, we got 16 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. This year in 10 starts or 11, I think, he had 13 and 15. Very bad. Oops. We traded for Nick Foles at the deadline because he's on the last year of his contract, and we wanted to bench Kaiser. The Foles experiment did not go well. 763 yards, 4 touchdowns, 8 picks. Certainly was not really all that good. Another thing about Kaiser was he was not as effective on the ground. He was still good, but Ingram was terrible. He only played in 11 games, but when he did play, he was just not what I thought he was going to be. How many games Kaiser played? Yeah, he played in 16, but he didn't start that many. Running the ball, Jones was terrible as a rookie. Yeldon was bad. We signed him when we traded Duke. The terrible timing was we traded Duke Johnson, and the next week, Mark Ingram went down with an injury, and we had to rely on Jones. So we signed Yeldon as our backup. Sony Michel was part of what we got back in the Duke Johnson trade. He was not good. He didn't really play with us. The 20 carries he got were pretty much all with Carolina, was it? Johnny had 51 rushing yards in that game. Andrews had 31 yards rushing in what was an excellent rookie season for him. He was the one bright spot on this team, it seemed like. Most of the time, 858 yards receiving, 6 touchdowns. Curtis Samuel had another nice season, pretty much replicated what he did last year with Carolina. 801 yards, and then this year, very similar stats. I'm hoping he'll continue to play that well. Corey Coleman is the highest rated receiver on our team. He took a step up, just barely though, way less touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, but he did have 20 more yards than he did last year. Ingram, 154, obviously, you look at him and he wasn't as good as I thought he was going to be. And last year as a backup, he put up probably more total yards. 536 receiving. Jones with 105 receiving, Pryor, Yeldon, Lengel. Shark, the rookie, had 1 catch. It was a touchdown catch, so congrats to him. Blocking was awful. Joe Thomas and Joel Bitonio continued to not live up to their rating. Sacks, Myles Garrett was really good down the stretch. 5 sacks in the last 5 games. Kirksey, Brantley was injured for a few games, and he still got 8.5. Shelton with 7. The defense wasn't really the problem. The rookie Vita Vea with 2.5. And then Joe Schobert was also really good. 7 TFLs, 118 tackles, 4 interceptions. Terrence Mitchell had 2 interceptions, which was not what I was expecting. But it's certainly something. Free agent signing, just a 75 overall. Kicking, Zane, I still don't think is a very good kicker. And then Colquitt, he was busy, so very busy punter. And yeah, so we're going to look at the third mock draft, see where everyone has us going. We're at the pick 3. I didn't realize the Niners were so terrible. So it wasn't even a battle for the number 1 overall pick. It was the battle for the number 2. And if that means we miss out on Nick Bosa, I'll be pretty pissed. Clelin Ferrell, Quinnen Williams, Brian Burns. This is an amazing defensive line class. Josh Allen is here, the other Josh Allen. Gary, Ed Oliver. Christian Wilkins is here. Dexter Lawrence, Jeffrey Simmons. Montez Sweat. This is an unreal D-line class. Makes me kind of hate myself for picking Vita Vea last year. So now we like really don't need D-line. But taking a look at the stats around the league, how every team did. I'm just going to start off with the Bears. Mitch Trubisky, the Mitch Trubisky experiment might just have to be over already. Last year he was solid. This year he was worse. Very reminiscent of us with DeShone Kizer, except Kizer was a third round pick. We didn't even really know if he was the guy. We just started him at the beginning of last year because we sucked. Trubisky is supposed to be the franchise QB. He's certainly not been that. Jordan Howard had a nice enough season, though, at running back. Andy Dalton was incredible. Sam Darnold sat on the bench as a rookie, one of the first quarterbacks to go off the board. But Dalton looks like he doesn't really need to be replaced anytime soon. At age 30, he just put up the best season of his career, doubled his passing touchdown total from a season ago. It was a great year for Andy Dalton and the Bengals. Joe Mixon, they didn't run the ball very well. Actually, they were pretty terrible. But Josh Gordon was a guy on our team last year. Jerron Brown, 74 overall, absolute legend. Gives him 1,000 receiving. Looks like A.J. Green got hurt, only played 7 games. And Dalton still balled out. Bills, Tyrod Taylor. What a season from him. It wasn't perfect, but it certainly was solid, better than last year. And last year it was even a surprise. So I think Tyrod Taylor, he's the guy in Buffalo, even though they drafted Josh Rosen. You get Rosen, he seems like a bust. And so I think they're going to rock with Tyrod Taylor. Again, another team that didn't run the ball very well. Your best receiver was Zay Jones with 11 touchdowns. Not bad. Jones with a big step up here. The Broncos, holy cow, Emmanuel Sanders. What a year from him. In the receiving game. Running the ball, again, another team that did not run it well. Paxton Lynch was good. Look at that. Paxton Lynch had a better season. Actually, last year he had made a lot of mistakes. This year he really limited them. And he had a nice year. Second straight year with 27 passing touchdowns. They'll take that. Obviously, with us, it was a disaster up until week 18 when it looked like we had a superstar. But what we really had was one of the biggest NFL busts of all time. Buccaneers, Jameis Winston. Not a good year for the former Heisman Trophy winner. Famous Jameis. Yeesh. It's been a rough series for him. 21 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. After last year, he was bad. The rookie Nick Chubb was not good. Mike Evans didn't have 1,000 receiving yards. That's when you know it's bad. In Tampa, Carson Palmer's career should be over. Colin Kaepernick got to play a bit. Palmer just, he is 68 overall now. Just looks really old. He had some great years, but 13 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. After what was not a great campaign a season ago. He probably doesn't find himself in the league next year or just isn't a starting QB. Phillip Rivers, another great year for Phillip, 92 overall. Yeah, he's good. That's for sure. Melvin Gordon is really good. Keenan Allen was insane. These Chargers have an incredible offense. And then defensively, I'm sure they're really good as well. Yeah, they sure are. You got Melvin Ingram, Joey Bosa. These Chargers are Super Bowl contenders. They won it last year. They could do it again. Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes combined for 40 touchdowns. Mahomes was great. Smith was great. What do you do moving forward if you're the Chiefs? Because you have Alex Smith, who's been incredible. He's been elite. You're paying him for 2 more years. But you also have Patrick Mahomes. What do you do if you're the Chiefs? Do you trade Smith? Do you trade Mahomes? Or do you keep them both on the roster? Jacoby Brissett was very mid. Marlon Mack was awful. T.Y. Hilton Did not have a particularly good year for his standards. Commanders, Josh Allen, not a bad rookie year. Not elite, but certainly not bad. 30 touchdowns. Robert Kelly, especially making with these receivers in this offense, that is not bad at all from Allen. Prescott, 30 touchdowns. Nice season from him. Zeke was great. Cole Beasley was your number one receiver. Didn't have that on my bingo card, but, you know, he's really good. Kirk Cousins throws for 4,000 yards, only 20 touchdowns his first year in Miami. I still think this is an overpay. Kirko, overall this series, 33 touchdowns, 22 interceptions, split between two teams. What I'm looking at in Miami is you got to be playing really well to be paying your backup quarterback who didn't play a single snap $20 million a year and up until 2029, or not up until 2030 through 2029. Duke Johnson, that's the team we traded him to. He led the team in rushing. Calvin Ridley, as a rookie, went off. Jarvis Landry was very good. Did get injured though, so he would have been even better. Carson Wentz was great. Jay Ajayi Wentz was even good on the ground. Great year for Wentz. Honestly, like MVP level season from him. Matt Ryan, never mind. I mean, 16 interceptions certainly isn't to be desired, but this guy's just been doing the damn thing this series. Matt Ryan, absolutely amazing. Devontae Freeman's good. Julio, Kelvin Benjamin, Mohamed Sanu. This is a great team. The Niners, Jimmy G, not awful, but certainly not good. 75 overall. Yeah, he threw for a lot more, but also was worse this season than last season. Probably because they could not run the ball to save their lives. Julian Edelman is a Niner now. Okay. Davis Webb got the start all season for New York. He wasn't particularly good. Was not that good. And I just don't think he's the guy for the Niners, or not the Niners, the Giants. Certainly want to draft a quarterback or sign one. Tariq Cohen at running back. Saquon, the rookie, didn't do much. Certainly, yeah, he didn't do much. OBJ was not that great. This was a terrible team. The Jags blazing Blake Bortles. Oh my, you stud. Blake Bortles, after a bad year last year, he goes off for 30, doubles his touchdowns, halves his interceptions. They're paying him until, sorry, I keep saying 2030. I mean 2023. They're paying him until 2023, which isn't ideal. But, like, how old is he? He's only 26. This is a really good player. Blake Bortles. I kind of want him on my team desperately, and I think about it every day. Rushing, Leonard Fournette was very good. D.D. Westbrook was your number one receiver. The Jets, Baker Mayfield, not a great first year, but again, not horrible. Could have been worse. Obviously, this team was awful. We lost to him by 20. Got shut out at home, 20-0. Smile. Matt Stafford was solid. Theo Riddick was not a bad running back. And then Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones were incredible receivers. Packers, Aaron Rodgers was, very solid again. Lamar sat on the bullpen, or not on the bullpen, on the bench all season. Devontae Adams was amazing, as usual. Very, very Packers season. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Cam Newton, my goodness, was he good. Would like to see a better year from McCaffrey and Greg Olsen. This team was disappointing outside of Cam Newton. Cam Newton carried this team like he carried Auburn that one year. Oh my, Tom Brady was insane. Deion Lewis. And then he did that with these guys as receivers. Wow. Derek Carr is, I think, like the highest rated quarterback. Yeah, he's an X Factor now. Derek Carr is a 94 overall superstar X Factor. Yeah, he didn't play like it, but he was still really good. Seth Roberts is your number one receiver. You do still have Michael Crabtree here. Rams, Jared Goff went off. Todd Gurley as well. Cooper Kupp as well. Sammy Watkins, Tyler Higbee, Robert Woods. This is a Super Bowl caliber team right here that we might have on our hands. Goff is a 99 overall superstar X Factor. Yeah, he won MVP last season. Joe Flacco was pretty bad. Can't run the ball either. Yeah, this team sucks. Ravens need a quarterback. Need a new team. Saints, Drew Brees, very good. Alvin Kamara, very good. Michael Thomas, very good. Literally nothing out of the ordinary here, other than the fact that Cordero Patterson almost had a 1,000-yard season. Russ was crazy good. He puts up a lot of touchdowns. Can't really run the ball. Paul Richardson and Doug Baldwin can catch it, though. You got Tyler Lockett here, too. This could be a Super Bowl level team if they can run it. Big Ben, down season for Ben. Only 19 tutties. You know, he's been kind of lackluster this series so far. Le'Veon Bell was so good, even though for the second year in a row he had a minor injury. It didn't stop him. James Conner had 10 rushing scores. This is a Super Bowl level team, even with Big Ben being kind of stinky. Deshaun Watson was, he was decent, not bad, not good. DeAndre Hopkins was probably the reason he wasn't bad. Mariota with a breakout year. Derrick Henry was bad, but it didn't matter. Tavon Austin with 15 receiving touchdowns makes me happy. But Marcus Mariota, 89 overall, but he's got normal dev. Last year he was awful, but this year he looks better. They had RG3 on the bench. The Vikings, these guys stunk. Dalvin Cook is here. And he is RB2 behind Jerick McKinnon. Yeah, okay. Case Keenum stinks. Get him out of there. Stephon Diggs is your wide receiver 1. Adam Thielen are just being wasted with Case Keenum. And yeah, the NFL passing yards leader was Mariota. Touchdowns was Ryan. Interceptions was Webb with 19. Didn't have any over 20 like we did last year. Completion percentage was Blazin' Blake. And then rushing yards went to Le'Veon Bell despite missing 2 games. And he also tied for the lead in touchdowns with Todd Gurley, Ezekiel Elliott, Melvin Gordon, and Alvin Kamara. Receiving was, of course, Keenan Allen. Blocking, most downs played went to the rookie Quentin Nelson and then Zach Martin. And then defensively, I have to sort them by, Cam Hayward. 23.5 sacks, 21 for Von Miller. And then in the NFC, 22.5 for Aaron Donald is certainly in character for him. Darius Slay had 7 picks. At least one of those was against us. But anyways, now you get kind of the recap and the feel of what happened. Let's not send the off season. Let's just go next week. Let's go to the divisional round. I want to get through a lot of the off season here in this shorter episode. I'm going to view the playoff bracket. Chargers Patriots is going to be incredible. The Jaguars are here, of course, with the success of Blake Bortles. The Rams are a force to be reckoned with. The Eagles are here. Teams that I'm surprised aren't still in it are the Steelers. I am genuinely shocked that they couldn't get past the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are kind of stinky. They have good receivers, but I'm actually flabbergasted that Kirk Cousins made it through. If they're able to knock off the they do. The Dolphins knock off the Jags. It's Rams, Seahawks, not surprising. And then Patriots, Dolphins. Dolphins are certainly a surprise. Patriots, more of a surprise than the Chargers. Patriots receivers kind of stink. But yeah, it's going to be Patriots, Rams in the Super Bowl. I could have guessed that. Exactly the same as real life, actually. 2018 Super Bowl was Patriots versus Rams. Time to view the Pro Bowl. I don't think we had any last year. Wentz, Wilson, Ryan, Bortles, Rivers, Mariota, Elliott, Kamara, Bell, Gordon, Howard, Hunt, Tavon, Kelsey, I'm not seeing any Cleveland Browns here. Yeah, not even Joe Scobert. Yeah, we do not have any Pro Bowlers. We are yet to get a Pro Bowler this series. We're 2 seasons in. Whew. Yeah, this team stinks. All right, we're going to the Super Bowl. It's going to be the Rams and the Patriots. Tom Brady trying to get another one against Jared freaking Goff. Taking a look at the awards, yearly awards. Carson Wentz is your MVP. Goff finishes second. Interesting to see Bortles so low. Coach of the year is Doug Peterson. That's whoever it would be. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Keenan Allen. Defensive Player of the Year is Cameron Hayward. And Offensive Rookie of the Year is Calvin Ridley. Mark Andrews is the runner-up. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Bradley Chubb. All of those are exactly kind of how I expected them to go. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, of course, it's Carson Wentz. Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Josh Allen. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Roquan Smith. Again, very chalky, kind of how you'd expect it to go. So let's see who wins the Super Bowl. Will it be another LA team? We had the Chargers last year, bringing home with Philip Rivers. This year, Philip Rivers beating the Russell Wilson-led Seahawks. And I think the Rams. Yeah, or no, it's the Patriots. The Patriots win the Super Bowl. Tom Brady wins it. Drew Brees retires. Tom Brady retires. So after 2018, Brady calls it quits, wins a Super Bowl, and then decides to retire. We lose Jason Witten. We lose Carson Palmer. Wow. Huge list of retirements. Brady, Brees. Time to upgrade some players. That was certainly an insane season. Not for us, though. We have the number 3 overall pick, and we went 3-14. Staff week, don't really care. We're going to go to re-sign players. I don't want to bring anybody back because everybody sucked, aside from our really, really young guys. TJ Yeldon is going to go. Terrence Mitchell was good. You know, he had 2 interceptions, but I'm just not willing to bring him back. Deion King, not interested. Burgess, nope. Foles, nope. Coates, nope. Bostic, nope. Finch, nope. Pryor, nope. Sanders, Mario Addison, and then Britton Colquitt. I'm going to let all of these guys go. I'm going to let every single one of them just walk. Free agency 1 is up next. The question is, what do we do? Do we sign a quarterback? Do we sign? I certainly want to sign a receiver. Probably want to sign a corner as well. Taking a look at the players. Top players in the, I almost said transfer portal. Free agency. Tyrod Taylor is here. Case Keenum, Nick Foles. Probably the only guys worth starting. Tannehill got cut. That's good to see. Or not good to see as an Aggie fan, but like they were paying him like 40 million, like no, it was 29 million a year for the next 5 years. You can't be paying that to your backup. So Tyrod, interested to see where he goes. Halfback, Ty Montgomery, Amir Abdullah, Spencer Ware is here. Wide receiver, I like the idea of Allen Robinson, Nelson Aguilar maybe. Tight end, we don't need any. Left tackle, could always use more offensive line help. We have 148 million in cap space. Right end, the 4, Todd Davis is here. Oh, what are the corners? They all suck. This is a terrible free agency class. I don't want any of these players. Guess I'll just take a punter. All right, Ryan Quigley. He's 29. You give me your punter. Give him a, what does player friendly look like? Give him 1 year of that. Make the offer. Quarterback. Maybe we give a deal to like Case Keenum, have him compete for the job. But again, like I don't want to do that. I think we're set. If we're gonna make a quarterback change, it's gonna be through the draft. Wide receiver, I could see us bringing in a Tyler Lockett, maybe like a Devin Funchess, Nelson Aguilar. Yeah, I'm actually gonna I want to put an offer in for Allen Robinson just because he wants to come here. But I am gonna look at his player card first. He is normal dev, but the past 2 years with the Jags, he's been good. He's played with Blake Bortles. He's been in a winning environment. Um, I yeah, I think this is serviceable. 3 years, 14 million a year. Let's pay him some money. And then my backup choice will be Nelson Aguilar. Oh yeah, we'll pay him less money, same amount of time. We'll check back in next week. Mock draft. Let's see it. The final one, they have Murray, Clellan Farrell jumps to number 2. If Nick Bosa is still on the board, and we have a chance to have Nick Bosa, Vita Vea, and Myles Garrett all in the same D line, I can't pass up on that. I'm sorry. Obviously, if Kyler falls to number 3, we certainly got to think about it. Just give it a thought. Take a look at free agency. Let's do it. My signings. We get Quigley signed. Allen Robinson did not go. Nelson Aguilar did not go. Who's left? No one. Yeah, I don't want any of these players. That's gonna be our one free agency signing. Let's go to the draft. I don't need to see the free agency recap. I know we signed the guys we need. But I am gonna take a look around the league. I might make some like trades around the league off screen. Just to kind of make the league set, make sure all the good players are on teams where they start. Like I don't want a quarterback room with 3 great players. Like I might do a deal down like in a few years if Sam Darnold is still on the Bengals. Bills don't have a quarterback. They signed Nick Foles to be their guy. They're probably looking for a team, somebody in the draft. We still have Kaiser, Winston. Wow, Cardinals need a quarterback bad. Oh, what? Lamar Jackson got traded? How is this legal? Wait, what? Lamar Jackson got traded to the Chiefs? Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes, 23-year-old Patrick Mahomes, 22-year-old Lamar Jackson are in the same QB room. Where did Alex Smith go? Is Alex Smith a Packer? Cousins, Wentz, Ryan, Garoppolo, Osweiler. Did Alex Smith retire? Stafford. Yeah, Alex Smith got traded to the Packers for Lamar Jackson. And Aaron Rodgers is his backup. That's a combined age of 70. Okay, so I'll probably have Rodgers going to another team. Newton, yeah, like the Patriots. Patriots need a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers replacing Tom Brady would be a great storyline. Goff. Tyrod Taylor goes to the back to the Ravens. That's actually a great storyline. Saints Saints don't have any quarterbacks. Russ is still on his team. The Vikings have Tannehill. They probably need a QB. A lot of teams need a QB right now. So I definitely want to see some quarterbacks going high in the draft. So we have the Niners here at pick 1. You can see here, there's some great players. Kyler Murray is a round 1 talent quarterback. Dwayne Haskins is a guy I wouldn't mind picking up. He's a round 1 to 2 talent. Down here, Marquise Brown is a top 5 talent at receiver. Drew Lock, day 3. Taking a look at the quarterback position, Kyler, Daniel Jones, Dwayne Haskins, Drew Lock, Will Grier, Ryan Finley, Easton Stick, Gardner Minshew, Clayton Thorson, Jarrett Stidham. Not a great quarterback class aside from Kyler Murray, but the pick number 1 is in. We'll see who it's going to be, and it is Kyler Murray. The 2018 Heisman Trophy winner goes to the Niners. So Jimmy Garoppolo's got to be on the move. He's probably going to be going to another team because he is still a starting level player. Kyler starts. So now here at pick 2, it's the Bears on the clock. Who do you pick if you are Chicago? I just had like a brain fart. We need corners desperately, but if Nick Bosa is still on the board at 3, I can't pass up on that. Well, good thing we don't have to think about it because Nick Bosa is going number 2 overall. So far, this draft has been just the same as it was in real life. We thought maybe there was a sliver of chance after seeing him go late in that final mock draft that he would be still on the board. He's not. We're pausing the draft. I don't know if I want to make a pick here. Quinnen Williams, I mean, he's probably great, but I don't need a D tackle. Devin White, maybe. I don't want to pick Daniel Jones. I don't want to reach on a corner like Byron Murphy. I like the idea of trading down and picking up like Marquise Brown here in a few picks, or Darnell Savage even. I think I'm going to see if I can turn this pick into something. What can I get for the 3rd overall pick? I can get Joe Mixon. I can get Tevin Coleman. That's a lot of running backs. Don't really need running backs. I can get Mike Evans, Marcus Peters, T.Y. Hilton, Trent Williams. Get Marcus Davenport in the 6th. Why on earth would I do that? Leonard Williams in the Hall. Michael Brockers, Alex Collins in a 1st. Mike McGlinchey in a 2nd. You know, let's see, what's a team that picks at like, you know, yeah, I think like the Raiders at 10. The Raiders at 10 is a good spot. Now, what would they be trading up for? Probably D-line. Yeah, they need D-line. This makes sense. This makes sense. And then could I also get like a What can I get here? A next year. Then I wouldn't mind adding like a corner. I'm gonna go big to start. Like, could I get Gary on Conley? Can I get all that if I gave up this pick? I know I can't. Yeah, but it's close. I can give up one of my. I don't really want to give up one of my seconds this year. I'll take out that pick from next year and make it a second. Very close. All right, make it a third. Gary and Conley, you know, he had a bit like a worse year last year. I'm gonna make this like a sixth and see if they'll do it, because I don't even know if they'll do this straight up. Straight up, I don't think they're gonna do it. Yeah. Um. You want Logan Woodside? Because I know you do. Joking. Let's see. This is a good team. We have a good team here. Give you these two guys. That's so close. And then I'll add I'll add a next year sixth. So close. Does a next year, surely a next year fourth. Or we'll try the next year fifth. It probably won't work. Yeah, it's going to be a next year fourth. Surely that gets it done. Oh, no, that's a this year fourth, isn't it? We want a next year fourth. Boom. Nope, not there yet. Throw in Logan Woodside. Take him. I don't want him. Oh my God. Why are you being so difficult? Take Lewis Neal. Remove the fourth. Oh my God. Take the fourth. I'm getting Gary on Conley. Boom. Accepted. We just traded down to pick 10. We'll see who the Raiders pick at pick 3. Clelin Ferrell. So Ferrell out of Clemson goes, the reigning national champions, you know. Very chalky so far. We knew the Raiders needed D-line, and we knew that's what they were trading up for, and we know this draft is absolutely stacked with it. So they grabbed Ferrell, could have got Quentin Williams, you could have got Christian Wilkins, you could have got Dexter Lawrence. So it looks like Devin White, Dwayne Haskins is probably going to be the guy for the Vikings. Byron Murphy, Ed Oliver, Brian Burns, Quentin Williams. Dexter Lawrence is still on the board, but I don't think that's who I want to pick. You know, I love Sexy Dexy, but like, come on. Marquise Brown. I don't care that he's 21st. This guy is still on the board, and he's a top 5 talent. At pick 10, we're reaching. We're getting a wide receiver. Marquise Brown, Hollywood, out of Oklahoma. We got Mark Andrews. Now we got his teammate, Brown. What a moment. He's ranked number 2 in true value. 97 speed, 95 agility. We picked him at pick 10 and he's ranked 2nd in true value. That's incredible. The screen is glitched. So still on the board, Devin Bush, Christian Wilkins. I'd say the 2 best players still on the board are Dexter, Wilkins, just all the D tackles. Simmons, Josh Allen is still on the board. I'd love to get Darnell Savage if he falls. Christian Wilkins goes with the next pick. Daniel Jones is a Raven. Very interesting. So that certainly means they're moving on from Joe Flacco. Rashawn Gary goes. Montez Sweat goes to the Cowboys. Dexter is a Bronco. Same D line as Von Miller. Debo goes to the Panthers. Jeffrey Simmons, just like real life, he's going to the Titans. Jerry Tillery goes to the Bengals, another D tackle. Might have been a reach. Devin Bush finally goes, and it's the Packers. Chris Lindstrom goes to the Redskins. Jonah Williams, offensive tackle, to Bills. Jawan Taylor. So yeah, we're just going offensive line a lot. Andre Dillard. Yeah, here's where all the linemen are going. TJ Hawkinson. So the Chargers add another offensive weapon. They look like Super Bowl contenders again. Yeah, we're getting a lot of O linemen here at the end of the draft. Maybe, just maybe, Darnell Savage will slip. Rock Ya-Sin goes. And the Patriots just slip in with Drew Lock. Oh my. So Drew Lock, with the last pick of the first round, he's the Tom Brady replacement? Drew Lock, the guy that celebrated on Texas in that bowl game and then absolutely regretted it. Jonathan Abram, but I mean, you can't deny Josh Allen goes, the other Josh Allen goes 1 pick before us. That's just fine because Darnell Savage is still on the board. I mean, Josh Jacobs is here. So, like, we could go with him. But I mean, it's hard to pass up on Darnell Savage out of Maryland. I think this is another no-brainer. He was ranked number 20 in the draft class. We're going to get him here at like pick 35. And he is ranked number 22 in true value. So that's certainly a very solid pick. I didn't see if he was normal dev or not. I'm going to go to my next user pick. My screen is glitched again. See who's still on the board. Juan Thornhill, Jace Sternberger, Aggie legend. I would totally draft if I didn't have 2 elite tight ends already. Okay? So we're here still in the second round. Jacobs went. Noah Fant went. I think this could be another trade piece because nothing is really jumping out at me here. I mean, I see Terry McLaurin and DK Metcalf, but I think I'm willing to trade down. Trade down to like a third. Yeah, Ravens are willing to give a haul. So certainly some of those players will still be there. See if I'll ask for the Ravens 3rd and 4th. I'll give them this pick. Who knows? Maybe we ask for Joe Flacco too. Um, Tyus Bowser's just sitting here. Eric Weddle is 34. Wow. Maybe we just grab a backup offensive lineman as well. Jermaine Illuminor. And because I want to make sure I'm getting plenty of stuff, I'm going to add in the rest of their picks from this draft. See if they do it. Now I take away the rest of their picks from this draft. And can I get a third in Jermaine Illuminor? I cannot. Can I get a third and a fourth? Oh, can I just get the rest of your picks in this draft? Yep. So I just got the rest of the Ravens draft for this second round pick. I'm going to go to my next user pick. Juan Thornhill just went. I'm going to try and pick a player here. Everyone I really wanted is still here, I hope. No. A.J. Brown is, though, and he's a first-round talent. Give me that. A.J. Brown, 15th in true value. Picked him at 67. He was ranked in the 80s. But again, like, I don't care if I'm reaching on these receivers if they're going to be stars. Like, he's 15th in true value. Next user pick. Here we are, round 3, pick 12, just a few picks later. Pick another player. And like Max Sharping is still here. Will Greer? Is it crazy to pick a QB round 3? I don't think so. Let's take him. Will Greer is our pick here at pick 76. He was ranked at he was mocked at pick 73. We'll take him here at pick 76. I think that's a good return. If I can get who'd the Ravens draft? Like Juan Thornhill. So I just got A.J. Brown and Will Greer for that. He was ranked 193rd in true value. Well, okay. Go to my next user pick. Here I'm thinking offensive line is certainly the play. See Nate Davis here. I think he's the pick, to be honest. All positions. Nate Davis, probably the go, right? Out of Charlotte. Physicals, solid, great, elite, decent, solid, decent. That seems good to me. And he sucks too. That's a bad pick. All right, so that's 2 straight bad picks. I'll advance to my next user pick, make another selection. Hopefully this isn't a terrible one. Drew Samia. Just take a look at him. What are his physicals? Solid, decent, elite, decent, solid, good. I mean, that's the same as the other guy. Halfbacks. They all stink. Tony Pollard is here, though. How about linebackers? I think this is probably going to be my last pick. quarterbacks. A lot of quarterbacks. Jordan Ta'amu. Yeah. Halfback. What was I going to do? I was going to go with, take a look at Phil Haynes. Good, decent, elite, good, solid, great. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I think I'm going to go with Drew Samia, though. Please don't tell me. He sucks, too. That's 3 straight awful picks. Oh, we've had 2 great picks and then so many just terrible picks. I think that's my last pick of this draft. I'll trade. I'm gonna make a trade. Wheel away the rest of my picks. Couple of 5s. I'll do the couple of 5s and a 6. What can I get for these? I can get a 3rd next year. That's fine. I'll do that. I'll get a 3rd next year from the Dolphins. Send to my next pick. Cullen Gillespie, A&M legend. And here in round 7, I'm just going to try and make a splash. Probably not going to happen. Might just go kicker with Matt Gay. Yeah, Matt Gay is the pick here. We're going to go kicker. Jumping elite, kick power elite. That's all I need to know. Strength, he was ranked 46th in true value. That probably means he was the best kicker in the class. We're going to advance to the end of the draft now because that was our last pick. And now we'll see what kind of draft classes everybody in the league had. View contract details. I don't want to spoil ours. I'm not looking at it. Bears. So the Bears had a very nice class. They draft Nick Bosa, Josh Allen, some great pass rushers. Rest of the class, not great. But obviously those 2 guys were incredible. Bengals did not have a very good class. Not a lot of picks. Really nobody good. Not a good class from the Bills. Broncos, Dexter Lawrence, and then you grab Hunter Renfrow in the later rounds. That's certainly pretty good. We drafted well. Marquise Brown, Darnell Savage, A.J. Brown. Rest of the class was not great. Matt Gay is here. The Bucs got Byron Murphy. Had a lot of good picks. A lot of good picks. Good draft for the Bucs. Quinnen Williams, incredible get. For the Cardinals had a great draft as well. Chargers drafted well. Hawkinson, Taki, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Chiefs, Jawan Taylor, Devin Singletary, Miles Boykin. Not a bad draft, but certainly not good. Colts drafted pretty well. They draft Bryce Love in the 3rd round. Commanders drafted well. First 3 rounds. Had a lot of dud picks after that. Cowboys drafted really well. The Dolphins had a ton of picks. And for that many picks, it was not a great draft. Eagles had a terrible draft. Falcons had a bad draft. They're lucky they drafted DK Metcalf in round 2. They drafted Easton Stick in round 3. Yeah, the Niners, not a great draft. I mean, you draft Kyler Murray, but other than that, it was very bleak. Giants, highlight of the draft was getting Drew Tranquil in the late rounds. Jags did not have a good draft. Benny Snell is my GOAT, though. The Jets had a nice draft. Sean Murphy Bunting and Terry Goodwin were both steals. Sean Gary, David Montgomery goes to the Lions. Not a great draft for the Packers. Panthers had a very good draft. Very good. You get Jalen Hurd in the fourth. Patriots certainly made a splash with Drew Lock, then Greedy Williams, then who even knows who the hell this guy is? Hashtag, 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 hashtag's your last name, and star, 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 star is your first name. Somebody really pissed off EA with their name. Great draft for the Raiders. And we all started it by giving them Clelin Ferrell. Great draft for the Raiders. Rams, not a great draft. Julian Love was a good steal, but none of their other picks really hit. Oh, wow. The Ravens had 3 picks, and they hit on all of them. I mean, Daniel Jones at pick 12. We know how Daniel Jones is. The Saints, yeah, they had some nice picks. Terry McLaurin in the second. Seahawks got Andy Isabella in the first round out of UMass. Real legends know, but yeah, this is a terrible draft for the Seahawks. Steelers, yeah, they had a terrible draft too. Texans had a good draft. McCole Hardman and Christian Wilkins, that'll work. Jeffrey Simmons, yeah, oh my goodness, what a draft for the Titans. What a draft. The Vikings, incredible draft. Dwayne Haskins, Jelani Tavai, Paris Campbell, Mike Edwards, and Joejuan Williams. Yeah. And then you get Isaiah Johnson, who's not even that bad, in the 7th. Highest rated player in the class was Quinnen Williams. We saw Marquise Brown was rated number 2, and we picked him at pick 10. He was the fastest player in the class as well. But yeah, that's pretty good. Adjust roster. I think this is where we change players' positions. For now, Kaiser is the guy. Obviously, Logan Woodside, we drafted him in like the 7th round last year. He's not our guy. Mark Ingram's gotten a lot worse. He's a 79. Ronald Jones is probably sharing a backfield with him. Danny Vitale. We draft Marquise Brown. We draft A.J. Brown. Now, all of a sudden, this looks like a really good receiving core with our tight ends. Joe Thomas is getting bad, but the O-line just running it back. Zach Banner's a good player. Agba, Garrett. We probably need to sign a defensive end. Kirksey and Schobert are all both really good. Bayo is still hurt. Yeah. Kicker. Zane is still better than Matt Gay, so Gay's probably a practice squad kicker. So I think we need to sign 1 linebacker and 1 defensive end for me to be happy. I'm going to do that. And then I'll go off screen and do some just maintenance. Jake, don't want any fullbacks. Don't want any of these receivers. Don't need tight ends. Could use another offensive lineman probably. Not sure who. So a lot of these guys are ancient. Chris Harrison, I'll pick him up. You know, he's a guy for us, and he's not as expensive as a lot of these other players. J.J. Watt. Wow. I mean, we got to. We have to do it. You know, like he's only 30. Yeah, he's going on the team, you know, the injury history, but he's one of the greatest of all time. Got to do it. D tackles, don't need. I did say I would sign a linebacker. These guys all suck. But I guess I'll go Nate Gary. Sign him to the squad. Corners, Steven Nelson. Bring back Terrence Mitchell. but I don't feel like I want to do that. But yeah, this is going to be it. That's going to do it for this episode. Actually, I'm going to set the depth chart. Actually, I don't even know if this is the team yet. We'll set the depth chart pre like trades and stuff. Kaiser is QB1, Manziel 2, Greer 3. Ingram, Jones, Michelle, and then Jackson, Vitale, Andrews, and Joku. Wide receivers, it's Coleman. And then Marquise Brown is going to be a pretty clear and obvious wide receiver 2. Curtis Samuels, wide receiver 3. Brown. Brown is wide receiver 4. Tight end is Njoku. I think Andrews is going to be in the slot. Again, left tackle is Thomas. Guard is Batonio. Center is Zittler, Coleman, and then Roderick Johnson. It's going to be Agba. Where is JJ? JJ Watt is left in 1. The tackles are Brantley, Shelton, Vea, Coley. Yeah, this is fine. Actually, Carl Nassib is here. I want Watt. Kirksey. Shelbert. Collins. Who did I just sign? Nate Gary. We'll go Kirksey. Middle linebacker, like Shelbert, Bayo, Kirksey. Left outside linebacker, Collins here. Put Gary there. That's fine. We'll go to corners. Gary on Conley. Ron Johnson is so slow. We'll go Steve, CB3. Free safety is Peppers, then Kindred. Peppers, then it's Savage, then it's Kindred. Strong safety, it's Wilson, then it's Kindred, then it's Savage. Kicker is Gonzalez, then it's Gay. Punter is Quigley, then it's Gay, then it's Gonzalez. By the way, I forgot to put, just in case we need a third string kicker, it's going to be Quigley. Kick returner, not Johnson. I want like Peppers. Long snapper's Batonio. Third down back is Ingram, then Jones, then Michelle. Power back is Ingram, then Michelle, then Jones. Slot receiver is Andrews, then Brown, then Brown. Right left end is Kirksey, then Watt, then Agba. Right end is Garrett, then Collins, then Watt. Right D tackle Shelton, Brantley, Vea, sub linebacker Shelbert. Excuse me. Then it's Kirksey. Then it's Kendred. Slot corner. I think we're gonna go Howard. Yeah, Howard Wilson. Then Conley's the number 2. Then Jamar Taylor at 3. And yeah, that's going to be it for now, guys. That's the team. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more later.